Good evening, Deb here. Day 17 of the 100-Day Challenge. And my word of the day is knowledge. I have been sitting here going over in my head a lovely little soliloquy all about knowledge. It's wandered off and rambled down several different trails and ended up with a couple of conclusions. I used to have a passion for knowledge. All I ever wanted to do was take classes, read books. I would read 7 books at a time. I could go through hundreds of books in a year. The library loved me. I spent all my time in the new book section. I still have a large collection of books, and one of the hardest things for me to do is to glean my book collection, to go through and say, okay, I've added 5 more, I need to get rid of one. I've learned to do that, though, because some I've carried around for 30 years and never opened, because they were books that were my grandmother's books or my great-grandmother's books, and although I never had a desire to read them, I was thrilled by the fact that they had had the desire to read them. I thought, someday, maybe I'll want to read those. I passed those on to my mother, who was very thrilled to get them, didn't even know they were still around. I'll show you part of my little collection of books. Camera here. We have the books over there in that corner, and then we have the books over in that corner. The rest of my business books are out in the garage because they didn't fit in here. So my health books are at the salon, and some of my other health books are out in the kitchen. So one of my visions is to have a room in a house that is just a library, that is just a story tall and crammed with books, and spend hours in there. But I quit reading, and I quit taking classes, and that kind of puzzled me this evening when I thought about that. I mean, I've thought about it several times, but I never tried to analyze why. One of the reasons is I found that all the books I were attracted to were the same. They were life books, wisdom, spirituality, how to get ahead, how to manifest. When I saw The Secret, I was like, okay, been there, done that, read this. There were a couple of things that I was like, okay, that one's a little different. But for the most part, I thought, I know this already. But I was always seeking it. And so I have to wonder, which I did this evening, what made me quit searching? Well, I was getting the same answers from all the books. So if you're getting the same answers, obviously the universe is trying to tell you something. And I have determined that's probably an, okay, Deb, you have all the information. Now you need to apply it. Alrighty then. So, darn, I can't just sit and read, I actually have to do something. That's another reason I like the 100-Day Challenge. Apologies about the dogs, they bark at people they know. So, they're barking at people they know right now. Anyways, so now I've realized that it's time to apply all that knowledge. However, I did come up with something else that kind of amused me when I was doing my quotes. One of the quotes was, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." Wow, that one kind of hit right between the eyeballs. It's like, okay, so Deb, are you a know-it-all, and that's why you're not learning anymore? I must say, I do learn from watching everyone else. However, a lot of times I sit there and I have to resist the temptation to say, but do this, do this, do this. Well, it's not my job to interfere with someone's life path. Suggestions are good, but I have to restrain from the do this, because perhaps it's something I should be doing myself. Take a look in the mirror. So anyways, knowledge. I love knowledge. I have some lovely little quotes that I pulled about knowledge. Science is organized knowledge. Wisdom is organized life. So we organize all our knowledge, and I think when we apply it, we then become wise. I like that idea. The possession of knowledge does not kill the sense of wonder and mystery. There is always more mystery. Isn't that true? Have any of you tried studying the Kabbalah? Oh my goodness, talk about some mystery. I think that's about the time I quit reading because that one actually does require application. Yeah. The universe is full of magical things, patiently waiting for our wits to grow sharper. Very nice. And then, like I said, one of the other, oh, here we go. Knowledge is not enough. We must apply. Those were some of the ones that really hit home for me tonight on the topic of knowledge. So though I believe we should always be striving to learn more, at some point in time you got to stop and apply. So that's all I have for this evening. Now, what did I accomplish today? I've got this cute little book. Human Anatomy coloring book. Yes, I am required to color in this lovely book for my course. I have been working on this for a long time. I mean, we're talking, you got to read all that stuff, and then you got to color all these itty bitty little things with specific colors. You can't even just go off and do your own thing. 40-something pages. Well, I have gotten down to 3 pages left, so I'm really excited about that. And let's see. Still working on the cabinet thing, although I did get my little samples of glass tiles in. Wasn't too impressed. We might have to still work on that. Weeded in the yard a little bit. I put my building that's for sale up on Craigslist again to try and get some more attention for my real estate agent, who I'm positively sure is working very hard at selling my business. It's just today I got an electric bill on an empty building for $571. So I'm a little stressed about that. How in the heck can you have an electric bill for $571 in an empty building? So it needs to get sold really soon and pay off that electric bill. And I worked on the glossary on my book. Now that it's down to the nitpicky stuff, it's not quite as fun as actually writing the cool informational chapters, but it will get completed. So that's all I have for today. Have a good evening, good night's sleep, pleasant dreams, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.